Okay, so a long-ass time ago, welcome to my channel, my name is Stephanie Breen. I did a top 25 greatest superheroes of all time. Now, I created this list of the worst supervillains the same day I created that list. This was a companion to that list. However, I've been putting off doing this video for a long-ass time. For a couple of reasons. One, I kind of wanted to give that video room to breathe and didn't want to immediately jump into the worst ones right after doing the best ones. And two, there's a lot of motherfuckers on this list I don't want to talk about. So I'm just going to say their name, call them an asshole, and move on to the next character on the list. I'm going to go through this list pretty quickly because the vast majority of these dipshits I don't want to talk about because they just fucking suck in one way or another. Either they're boring or they piss me off. Number 25, Sandman. Chalk him up to fucking boring. I will not read a Spider-Man comic if he's the villain. Moving on. Number 24, the Vulture. The little bit worse. Because as this list goes up, we're getting into the worser ones. I hate the Vulture a little bit more than I hate the Sandman. Not only will I not read a book if he's a part of it at all, I don't want anything to do with the Vulture. He's the one of the least interesting Spider-Man villains ever. Number 23 is Rhino. I don't necessarily have anything against Rhino, per se. He's just boring. He's basically the Juggernaut. That's all he is. He's basically the Juggernaut for Spider-Man. Number 22, I made this list before I watched Multiverse of Madness, so I probably should have edited it to take her off, because it is the Scarlet Witch, because I actually like her as a villain, having seen WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, but I kept her on the list anyways because it took that long for me to warm up to her. And so if we're just talking about as a whole, yeah, if she only has one good appearance as a villain that I'm going to be like okay with, then I think she can stay on the list. She's boring. And she's moody, and I don't like that. Number 21, Boba Fett. Jesus fucking Christ, why is he a goddamn thing? Why? He has 2 lines in the entire fucking series. He's no good to me dead. Pfft, fuck off. I hate Boba Fett. I do not understand the obsession with Boba Fett. And he's stupid. He looks stupid. He looks like a robot, but he's not a robot. Ugh. They do too much of that shit in Star Wars. Number 20 is Destro. He's a capitalist. Moving on. Number 19, X-Men's Toad. I don't dislike the comic book Toad that much. I just sort of, I'm indifferent. The comic book version of Toad, meh. Like he's usually present with the entire Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So he's like very rarely the focal point of the issue, so I can put up with him. But the Bryan Singer X-Men 2000 Toad, gross. Fuck off. Number 18, Omega Red. Boring. I don't understand why he's popular. Number 17, Senator Kelly. I'm just gonna say he's a goddamn politician. That's stupid as a villain, because the politicians are always the villains. They don't need to be the actual villains of my comic books, goddammit. Number 16 is Scarecrow. We're talking about the Batman Scarecrow. I think he's lame. He uses hallucinogenic drugs to make people afraid of him. Alright, dude, so you have no superpowers, no henchmen, and nothing at all that makes you legitimately scary. Eat shit. Number 15 is Galvatron. In nearly every iteration of the Transformers mythos, Megatron either dies and is reformatted into Galvatron, or upgrades into Galvatron. Galvatron is stupid. Just give me Megatron, goddammit. Number 14 is the Hobgoblin. While the Green Goblin, either or, Norman or Harry, are some of the greatest Spider-Man villains of all time, the Hobgoblin is stupid. What is it? A fucking wannabe knockoff copycat? Fuck off. Number 13 is Mojo. He's a fucking Jabba the Hutt. That's all he is. He's just Jabba the Hutt in the X-Men books. Number 12 is X-Men's The Blob. Boring, I would say. But also kind of offensive due to the body shaming that his superpower is he's fat. I don't like that. Number 11 is Mr. Sinister. Too convoluted. I can't figure out what the fuck is his purpose. What is his goal in the X-Men universe? What is he trying to do? I don't know. He's too convoluted, too complex for a supervillain. I don't understand his motivation. I don't know what his superpower is. When I see him appear, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm skipping this issue or this episode. Number 10 is going to piss people off, but it is what it is. Catwoman from the Batman franchise. I don't have an issue with Selina Kyle, the character, and I don't have an issue with her complicated relationship with Bruce Wayne and or Batman. I just think she's played out. She's not... She doesn't belong in the same league as the Penguin and the Riddler and the Joker and Mr. Freeze. Number 9 is Ra's al Ghul. What the fuck, dude? Eat shit. Number 8 is Deathstrike. I had no clue who he was until I started watching the Arrowverse movies or TV shows. And he was just stupid, boring, obnoxious, lame. Just another fucking regular, everyday assassin, ex-CIA agent or whatever, I don't know. Boring. Number 7 is Bane. I didn't despise Bane in Batman and Robin, I know, but I hated him in The Dark Knight Rises, and he was so boring in the comics. I was just like, yeah, no thanks. Number 6 is Clayface. Even when I was a kid and Batman was my favorite thing in the whole world, I hated Clayface. Just, he's made out of Play-Doh? What? No. I don't like Clayface. Number 5 is Bebop from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love me some Rocksteady, don't get me wrong. Bebop is just a dumbass. He's an idiot. I know Rocksteady's kind of an idiot too, but Bebop's dumber. I don't like him. Number 4, from G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Zartan. I have issues with him. Again, like Metalhead, Destro. He's a capitalist, so I'm automatically eat shit. But unlike Destro, who's, a pure capitalist, who's just like, yeah, I'm just going to sell arms to whoever is buying, Zartan is fully in on Cobra. He's like, yeah, no, I'm a bad guy, but also a capitalist. So I'm like, yeah, you suck, and you're boring, and you're stupid, and you're ugly, moving on. Number 3, Gorilla Zod from the Flash comics. He just reminds me of Planet of the Apes too much, and I'm not a tremendous fan of Planet of the Apes. Number 2 also comes from the Batman Rogues Gallery, and it's Two-Face. I despise Harvey Dent Two-Face for so many reasons. One, the whole I have to flip a coin to make decisions gimmick is played the fuck out and lame and stupid. The whole, just everything about him irritates me. And, you know, also, he was a district attorney, which means he's worse than a capitalist. He was a fucking lawyer. Ugh. Good fucking gravy. And it's not even the yummy country gravy. Anyways. The number one worst supervillain of all time is fucking Thanos. Jesus Christ. In the comic books, he's even lamer. Because his whole entire motivation is to impress a woman? Give me a fucking break. Fuck off. But in the MCU, he really pisses me off. Because his plan is flawed. Not to mention the child abuse, which really pisses me off. The way he abuses Nebula, but also the way he abused Gamora really pisses me off. But the whole wipe out 50% of life to save the remaining 50% of life is a stupid plan. Because you're also eliminating 50% of the food we eat. So you didn't really accomplish anything. You just reduced the population. That's it. You didn't fix the problem. You just introduced a host of new problems. I hate Thanos. He's stupid. He irritates me. And he's fucking butt ugly. I don't know which one came first. Thanos or butt ugly Martians, but they're the same goddamn thing to me. They're so fucking ugly. I look at it and I'm like, gross. Fuck off. Fuck Thanos. He's stupid.